My name is Ro. If you're new here to my page, I'm a narcissistic abuse survivor. I'm also a certified life coach. I help people heal from narcissistic abuse, and I offer coaching, one-on-one coaching, as well as group coaching. So anybody who wants to heal from narcissistic abuse, anyone who feels like they are trapped in an abusive relationship, or they're missing the abusive person that they were with, this is what I do, is I help you heal with that, help you heal through that. Hey, what's going on? How's it going? Yup, it's Arlie. How are you? Hi, beautiful. I'm Bella from Orlando. Welcome, Bella. Megan, how's it going? I know you, Megan. Christy from Rhode Island. Welcome. I see all of you. So someone's asking here, my best friend is pregnant and dealing with a narcissist. I told her about you. I was hoping that you'd help her. That's amazing. Now, your best friend's pregnant, dealing with a narcissist. Is that a relationship? I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to tell you this with a story. There are people in your life that probably have dealt with narcissists, who have narcissistic partners, who are in an abusive situation, an abusive relationship. Unless they reach out to you for help, it's going to be really difficult to give them any sort of support. Because a lot of the times we don't know that we're stuck in these abuse cycles. A lot of the times we're stuck loving a narcissist and we have no idea. Right? So what you need to do is just offer the support for her. Be there for her when she comes to you. She or he, whoever this person is. I had my best friend actually tell me that I was in a cycle of abuse. She told me that the husband that I had, the relationship that I had, was an abusive relationship and that I needed to get out of it. And I told her, you're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what it's like to be married. I have 3 kids with him. I'm married. You can't tell me that I'm in an abusive relationship. I actually had to see it for myself. I actually didn't listen to her. I couldn't hear her because I was stuck in this abuse cycle. So what I did instead was I found my way on my own. But when I reached out to her for help, I basically told her, you were right. And she helped me. She helped me save money. She helped support me. She was there with me. And this is basically the story, is that you need to know that, your friend has to see it on her own. Oh, she ended it. Okay, she ended it. She knows what he is. He put his hands on her for the first time and she was pregnant. I'm so sorry that happened to your friend. Absolutely have her reach out to me. Can you please read me? Read you how? What do you mean? I don't know what that means. So I am a narcissistic abuse survivor. I'm a recovery coach. I'm also I'm a certified life coach. I help you heal from narcissistic abuse. So if you're in a situation where you feel like you were abused by a narcissist, I can help you heal from that. I think she will answer and tell him to leave him alone. I think she has a hard time not answering. Yeah, so that's a hoover. So what you're describing is a hoovering technique. How do you start healing from narcissistic abuse? There are 3 ways to heal from narcissistic abuse. Okay, who wants to know? And is my Wi-Fi okay? Because it's showing that it's yellow on my side. Is it not? Is it good? Can we just say a yes if it's good? Me. Good, you guys can hear me. Perfect. Yes, it's great. Okay, great. I don't know why it shows yellow, but anyways, there are 3 ways to heal from narcissistic abuse. The back of my nails look really gross, so I'm going to show you 3 ways to heal from narcissistic abuse. 3 ways. 1, it's exactly what you're doing right now. 1 is this knowledge, this education, understanding what you went through, understanding why you were in this scenario, like what narcissistic abuse is, what kind of tactics a narcissist uses to keep you in the cycle, to keep you stuck with them, right? Thank you so much. So what you want to do is you want to learn about what this is. You want to understand what you went through. Understand what gaslighting is. Understand the abuse cycles, right? Understand what type of tactics the narcissist did to keep you in the situation. Thank you, Hunter, for the rose. Guys, that's my friend Hunter here. Give him a follow. He's also in the mental health space. So if you are looking to find community, which is the second thing we need to heal from narcissistic abuse, we need to find our community, find our people who understand what we went through and accept us with love. This is a way for you not to feel alone. I have a free support group on Facebook. If you will go to the link in my bio, you can be a member of that group, and there's a lot of people there that you can meet, that you can share part of your story with. You never know who you'll run into. You'll never know who will give you the advice that you might just need, or somebody that you might end up feeling, like you're not alone to. They might have the same situation as you. Right? And you might actually help somebody else by something that you shared about you. So being within community, getting to know who your people are, and finding a space where you feel safe and welcomed and not feel isolated, excluded. So that's 2, okay? The third thing is living within self-love and self-care. How do we show love? What is love? What is it? You're so welcome for the shout out. What is love? You've done all that too? So knowledge and education, community, and self-love. When you think about love, what do you think about? What is the definition of love to you? Hey, bro, what's up? I only know how to love others, right? But loving yourself. This is where we're going to help ourselves heal from narcissistic abuse. Colton, what's up, my friend? Hey, beautiful lady, how are you? I'm going to go live on my other account, so we're going to have some fun. So, Colton, if you're around for that, Koga, come check me out on the Rollercoaster Girl account. We're going to go live there in about an hour. But this is a talk of healing through narcissistic abuse. Loving yourself means what? Loving someone else means what? Love is what? Love is a verb. Okay, I'm getting this on t-shirts, so nobody take this idea. I'm trademarking this. Love is a verb. Love is the way we show others. How we show up for someone is how we show love. A narcissist is very easily, quickly will say something like, I love you. You're the love of my life. I'm in love with you. They'll say it right away in the first week of dating. How do you know they mean it? They have to show up in love. They actually have to show you the action of love. They actually have to have their words match their actions. So just saying that you love someone doesn't mean shit. Showing them how you love them. Love is being there with no expectations. Exactly. No expectations are actually pre-planned resentments. So the second you set expectations on someone, oh, I expect you to act this way, be this way. I expect you to do this, do that. You know, my expectations of you are this. This is what I require for you to be with me, right? If you expect something from someone, you're basically setting them up to fail because they're a pre-planned resentment. Because when they don't live up to your expectations, you will resent them because of the idea that you had of them in your mind. So sidebar, expectations are pre-planned resentments. Back to love. Love is an action. Absolutely. Chrissy, your dad is on the money right there. Your dad's on point. Love is a verb. Love is the way we show up for people. Love is being there for them with no expectations. Love is action. Love is following through on your word. Being a man or a woman of your word. That's love. When a narcissist says they love you and then they cheat on you, that's abuse. That's not love. That's manipulation. When a narcissist says they love you, but then they abuse you and verbally abuse you and say things about you and insult you, call you names, give you the silent treatment, make you feel like shit, make you question your reality and gaslight you, that's not love. That's not showing up for you. So, if that's the way a narcissist can prove to you that they don't actually love you because their words and their actions don't match. And if the only way to show love is to do it through action, because love is a verb, how do we show up for ourselves in self-love? How do we love ourselves? Do we just look in the mirror and say, I love myself? Will that work? Does that work? Do we look in the mirror and say, I love ourselves? Does that work? It doesn't work, right? We have to do self-care actions. We have to actually show ourselves that we love ourselves by self-care actions. Doing things for ourselves, putting ourselves first. Going no contact with a narcissist is an act of self-care. So someone's asking here, why does the narcissist randomly rage out? I repeatedly question he asked and cursed me out. Why do they randomly rage out? They could be an angry person. A lot of narcissists are super angry. A lot of narcissists are really, really angry all the time. You're gorgeous. Thank you so much. I tried that and I can't say I love me. I cry. See, well, because words mean shit. Words are nothing. Okay? It's how we show up in love. Being able to love ourselves means that you have to show up for yourself. How do we do that? How do we put ourselves first? Now, if you're stuck on self-care ideas on how to practice self-care, I've come up with 31 ways to practice self-care on a PDF, and you can download it. It's a digital download that you can find on the link in my bio and download it if you're stuck on how to practice self-care. So it's a digital download called 31 Ways to Practice Self-Care. Self-care is going to be one of the ways that we learn to trust ourselves again and learn to date again if we have any interest in dating after abusive relationships. Who here has been in an abusive relationship and is thinking about dating again? Or is dating again? Who here's in the dating scene? Hands up. Or if you're completely terrified of it, put terrified in the chat. If you're terrified, put terrified in the chat. Right? This is a no-go. This is a yes, thinking about it, okay? So if you're new here, my name is Ro. I'm a narcissistic abuse survivor. I am a coach. So I work with dating, relationships, trauma, and healing from narcissistic abuse. So I can help you get to this place of trusting yourself, being in the practice of self-love and self-care, and getting to this place where you feel like you can step out into the world again. Oh, I needed this tonight. Shay, girl, what's up? So hands up again. Who here is terrified? Okay, we got some terrified. You've been single for 7 years, still terrified, left 3 months ago. You know, you want to leave a situation. Okay, why is walking away so difficult? I will get to that. Where do I find your list of... So 31 ways to practice self-care. Go over to my link, my beacons link, and it is one of the little tiles. So just like go through and check the link. It's somewhere near the middle. It's called 31 Ways to Practice Self-Care. You're still in the marriage. You're still terrified. We've got people who are single for 3 years, right? We got hands up for people who want to date again. There are ways to date again. There is a way to be able to get to this place where you can trust yourself again, where you feel like you can step out into the world and identify red flags and take a look and see who looks like they're not who they say they are. Take your time with someone, get to know them. And the minute things shift for you, the minute things don't feel right, you have the strength to leave and walk away, right? So the absolute first thing you have to do if you want to date but you're terrified is you have to learn what narcissistic abuse is. You have to understand what you went through. With the specific narcissist in your life, you have to learn how to go no contact and understand that going no contact is an act of self-love. Going no contact is an act of self-love. So having no contact with them is only going to give you power and strength to push forward and step out into the world again. And absolutely, it is hard with kids. I understand that it is very hard to do this with kids. I have 3 kids with the narcissist that I married, so it's not so easy to just go no contact, but have a plan in place. You can put a plan in place. It is completely possible to put a plan in place. If you want to work with me one-on-one, I offer coaching. I can help you put a plan in place. And thank you for the roses, sweetheart. I want you to know that whatever you want to do is possible. Whatever you're set to do is possible. You just have to have 100% intention, put your mind to it, make a plan, and think about it smartly and understand what your intentions are and what your plans are and what your goals are. As a life coach, this is what I help you do. Carrie, you can work with me 100%. If anybody does want to work with me and want to have a coaching session with me, go to the link in my bio. You can book a coaching session, follow the steps, and pick a time that works. Can they change without therapy? He's different since I left and returned. They can absolutely change with or without therapy. What it takes to change is this level of pain, this level of something in their life isn't working, this rock bottom. But we don't have to worry about that because that is not our problem. The narcissist isn't our problem. Okay? We are we are the focus. Focus back and direct yourself to you. You are what's important, not the narcissist. I know my story, Ro, and what happened, and so far I've come. It's easy walking away from family. It's not easy walking away from family. No, I believe that. It is not easy walking away from family. It is very hard to walk away from your family. But your mental health is of the utmost importance. So even if they're blood, you never, ever, ever have to be abused. And absolutely, time does heal things. That's why she says no contact. No contact gives you the strength and power to build the muscle against the narcissist and live your truth and be able to live with full authenticity and trust yourself to date again, to love again, to let people in, to step out into the world and be free, to be self-expressed. So it is absolutely important to go no contact, but you have to plan it. It's not so easy to do this. It's not so easy to just cut someone out of your life, especially if there are kids involved, especially if they are your family. I can help you with this. I'd be happy to help you with this. Rayleigh, he ghosted me and the kids a month ago. Peaceful as hell. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice to turn your pain into something peaceful, right? To say that things are peaceful. Peace is what we're after, guys. Protecting our peace is of the utmost important. That is the goal. Protecting our peace. Any comments, tips, anything for co-parenting with a narcissist? Yes, we cannot co-parent with a narcissist. Okay, I know this is really hard to hear, but you cannot co-parent with a narcissist. A narcissist only wants you to scramble, be exhausted. They want to fight with you. They want to do everything the opposite of you. They're not going to allow you to be the parent that you want to be. If you want to put your child in boxing, they're going to put them in ice skating. If you want to put your child in this school, they're all of a sudden going to pull them out and try to put them in a different school. They're going to insult you and question you and make you feel insecure about your parenting. They're going to ask you all sorts of questions and bombard you with everything. They're going to be late picking up the kids at this time. They're going to not show up, and you're going to be the one scrambling and trying to come up with new experiences for the kids. They're going to control your finances, control your decision making. Everything they do is to counter-parent you. They're not actually trying to co-parent with you. They're just counter-parenting. So, if you cannot co-parent with a narcissist because the only thing a narcissist cares about is their own benefits, whatever works for them, they're completely and extremely exploitive. If you ask for 5 minutes, you're late 10 seconds, they're going to be like, you know what? Take them for the extra week because you were late. You're always late. So there's absolutely nothing you can do to co-parent with somebody who wants to counter-parent you all the time. what you have to do is parallel parent. And this is something that I do talk about and help you with coaching. If you're just tuning in, my name is Ro. I'm a narcissistic abuse survivor, and I'm also a life coach. And I help people heal from narcissistic abuse, come up with plans. And one of the plans that I help my clients come up with is how to counter or how to parallel parent with a narcissist. Parallel parenting is exactly that. You do this thing, they do this thing, and the two do not coincide. Pick up on this time, pick up on that time. Whatever you do on your time, you do. Whatever they do on their time, they do. And you got to pick your battles. You have to lose a little bit of sense of control, especially if you have 50-50 custody. I'm happy that you're here. Thank you for saying that. So being in this parallel parenting sort of area is what's going to help you have control of your own parenting. What happens in your life, in your house, is your decision now. It's your choice. You no longer have to be controlled by this person. So if you want to book with me, you want to work with me one-on-one, and I can help you with parallel parenting, you can go to the link in my bio and book a one-on-one session with me. Celebrated 2 years with no contact. Absolutely amazing. Congrats to you. Guys, let's celebrate our freedom, because being free from the narcissist means that we're allowed to be self-expressed now. We don't have to be controlled by another person. We don't have to feel insecure about everything that we do. No contact makes you stronger. How strong, and Amy Marie, how strong do you feel being 2 years no contact with the person who was abusing you? How much stronger do you feel? I'm financially controlled right now, need a job to get out. Absolutely, I know that feeling. This is what happens when you leave a narcissist, you guys. When you leave the narcissist and you truly step into your healing, okay, and you leave this narcissist, what happens to you? You gain this level of power and control of your life. No more chaos in your life, meaning you can access intuition, because all chaos is this form of entertainment for our mind. It's our way for our mind not to be bored. It's not fun. Chaos isn't fun. But once we have it, our mind is running through, ruminating and being entertained by a narcissist's chaos. We're sitting here analyzing everything. We're sitting here trying to do all of this stuff. Mental load is like everything you got to do, all the 10,000 things you have to do and think about, all the questions, all the whys, right? And so once we remove the chaos, guess what happens? We end up being within our intuition. We end up accessing this type of knowledge, this type of drive, this motivation, and we make more money. It happens. Somebody just signed up for the group coaching. Thank you so much, whoever just signed up for the group coaching. I want you guys to know I offer one-on-one coaching. I do talk about a lot. So if you're just tuning in, my name is Ro. I'm a narcissistic abuse survivor. I'm also a certified life coach. I help you heal from narcissistic abuse. I come up with plans that you need to stay no contact, to heal and recover from your trauma bond, to come up with parallel parenting plans, to help you if you're about to be hoovered in, whatever else. Hey girl, what's going on? How's it going, love? And I want you to know I also do group coaching. So not only do I do one-on-one coaching where people can meet with me one-on-one, we talk on a Zoom call, but we also have a group every month that talks about a specific topic, and we also go around in a circle. So you actually have your opportunity to share within a community that I promise understands what you're going through. Everyone that's in here right now knows what we're going through. And you do not have to feel alone anymore. A narcissist is really good at taking you away, pulling you away from your resources, pulling you away from the people that you love, making you feel like you have to be completely isolated and that you don't matter, that nothing in your world matters, and having this sense of stuck. Like, have you ever felt trapped when you were with a narcissist? Trapped financially, trapped emotionally, trapped. That was a word that always rang in my head when I was with him. Trapped. I'm so trapped. I can't go anywhere. I'm just stuck here. Right? Met a beautiful, kind, caring man, not an ounce of narcissism in him. Oh, girl. I just love it. I love it. I want to meet this. Zeba, when are you coming back to Calgary? Are you going to come and show me this man of yours? John Rivero, thank you so much for the badge. Guys, if you want to subscribe to my live, you can. You get a little love badge, some exclusive perks. Just go to little star and subscribe. And also, John, I want to thank you for the sponsor survivor programs that you have been sponsoring lately. You, as well as some other creators and some other clients of mine, have helped a lot of people in this community. So if you don't know, and again, if you're just coming in, my name is Ro. I'm a narcissistic abuse survivor, and I'm also a coach, and I help people heal from narcissistic abuse. I offer one-on-one coaching, and there is a program that I offer called Sponsor a Survivor Program. So any of my clients who currently work with me who would like to purchase a coaching session for somebody, we were just talking about financial abuse and how, rampant it can be with narcissistic abuse, because one way that a narcissist loves to control us is with fear and anxiety, but also money. Our finances are sometimes completely controlled by a narcissist. They will start really small by telling you that you should invest in this business idea. We're going to make all this money. And the next thing you know, you're in debt, right? They also tell you that your job's worth shit and that you should be doing something else. Or you should stay home and take care of the kids. And the next thing you know, you're completely financially dependent on the narcissist. Post-separation abuse, which includes financial abuse, also means financial threats. Oh, I'm going to run you to the ground. I'm going to make sure that you can't survive. You already depended on them for all of your finances, and now you have to pay for lawyer fees. They threaten you with all of these other things. Litigation abuse, which I'm going through right now, which only means I have to hustle harder. So for people who have had financial abuse, or people who are in this space where they don't feel like they have the access to the investment for their own mental health and to heal, hi Hunter, I want you to know that there's an option for you to get this type of healing. There are people in this community that sponsor a coaching session for you, like John, and help you with that first session. And how I do it is, anybody here who wants to buy a session for someone in this community, if you have the means and you're able to help someone, any clients that are in here that has already worked with me, you can go to the link in my bio under Sponsor a Survivor, and you can just book a coaching session for someone. Once I get it in my inbox and I have it, I go live and I give it away in a draw. Put all your names in a draw and I give that shit away. And I have 2 this week. So anyone who wants to take part in that and wants to purchase one and be a sponsor, you can go and purchase one for the community. If you want to take part in the draw and have access to having a chance to win a coaching session with me, go to my profile and hit the little bell so that you're notified whenever I'm live. They create a mental imprisonment for their victims. It's so sick and twisted. Yeah, they isolate you. They isolate you financially. They isolate you from your friends. You're awesome, Ro. Thank you, Zeba. I love your face. They isolate you from your friends. They isolate you from any access to support. So they isolate you financially. Has anyone ever had a narcissist move them completely away from the city that they live in? Because this is very common. It's very common. Ariana, hello. It's common for them to pull you away from all of your support system, even physically. Yes, right? They'll pull you away from your support system, and they'll take you away from a city that you grew up in and live in and say, hey, baby, let's go move over here. We're going to start a family. We're going to do this and that. Then you have no one in this new city. Yes, you move from Vegas to Ohio. They do this for a reason, guys. This is really common. They'll pull you away from the city that you live in so that you don't have any support around you. They do that physically. They also do it emotionally. They'll pull you away from your own friends and family by doing what's called a premeditated smear campaign. They'll start telling your friends and family that you're crazy, right? And then if you do have anxiety, if you do suffer from OCD, if you do have depression, and you do need to get medication for it, they'll fuck with that too. Oh, did you know she's on medication? I feel really, Let's take care of her, make sure she's okay. And then all your friends and family are on the lookout to see if you're okay. They do this. This is a way that they isolate you from your friends and family. Do you think narcissists can change with therapy? Yeah, absolutely. So I've made content about this on my Instagram, and I've talked about this on my YouTube channel. So if you want to subscribe and follow me on Instagram and subscribe to my YouTube channel, I have longer videos where I talk a lot about different types of questions that come up when it comes to narcissistic abuse, like can they change? And yeah, they do. They do have the ability and capability to change. Everybody does. Every single person on this planet has this capability to change. Do they want to change? That is the question. What does it take to change? In order for anyone to change, they need to be in a place where what they're doing in their life isn't working. Right? It's not a changing. It's not it's not changing. We don't really, as human beings, we don't really change, but we can transform. So there's a part of us that we want to put to rest. There's a part of us that we want to transform into something new. And in order for that to happen, that part of you that you want to say goodbye to, you have to, number one, say goodbye to it. And you have to, number two, recognize it's not working in your life. If a narcissist is manipulating you and getting away with it, if a narcissist is cheating on you and lying to you, stealing from you, and making you question your reality, making you feel crazy, if a narcissist is doing all these things to you and getting supply and benefiting from abusing you, it's working for them. Why would they want to change? Do they want to change if it's working for them? They cheat on you and say sorry and you keep going back, right? They've gaslit you and you actually believe it's your fault and you start taking responsibility. There's this trend going around, especially with abusive dynamics and domestic violence, where people are finding their part in the abuse. And I understand that to a certain extent, but codependency doesn't really exist in abusive dynamics. We're not codependent to help the narcissist look better. We're actually just trying to survive. Codependency exists in addiction. It doesn't exist in abuse. So when we're sitting here taking responsibility for abuse, we're being gaslit to think it's our fault, that we did something, that we were a certain way to be abused. The reality is sometimes narcissists just go like this and pick whoever is in their line of sight. Sometimes you're just swiping through an app, boom, that's the one. I want her. I want him. I'm going to abuse them. Right? Or I feel like I love them. But what they don't know is that they actually don't love us. They love the idea of what we'll do for them. And that's where the abuse starts. That has nothing to do with you. You didn't choose any of that. So when we're stuck blaming ourselves, the narcissist wins. When the narcissist wins, why do they want to change? They keep winning. They keep getting everything they want. Right? So I love your outlook on this, Earl. Thank you. People shame. Yeah, the victim shame. And, we do this to ourselves. In my entire healing journey, Jen, I was in this place where I was like, what did I do wrong, right? I have a very healthy family. My parents were both very healthy parents. I don't have narcissistic parents. I didn't grow up in a narcissistic household. My family was very close. They were very honest. Once I found out that people could really just lie and get away with it, I had no idea. I had no idea people could just lie. Like, I know about little white lies and things like that, but I really believed everything my ex would tell me. And learning that people could really lie to a point where they believe their own lies was game changer. Once I unlocked that, I was like, oh shit, I don't have to put up with anybody's shit. People can really manipulate you. People can be not who they say they are really quickly. I believed that everyone was honest and good because that's where I grew up. So I was really trying to search for where I found my deficiency. Why did I end up with a narcissist for 14 years? Where is my part in this abuse? I was really stuck on that for a really long time. I thought I was codependent. I thought that, and I am a people pleaser, but a lot of that is from wanting to please the narcissist because I was abused and put on a pedestal in the beginning, and wanting to live up to where he built me up at the very beginning of the relationship, right? There were some mutuals last night. They were saying that didn't sit right with me. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of the talk, there's this real, somewhere along the lines of this healing journey, people on here and on YouTube and on Instagram and just this whole, even just in society, somehow people are trying to teach us that we have a part in our abuse, that we have to take responsibility for it. Yeah, we absolutely have to take responsibility for our healing. We have to take responsibility for being in this community and understanding what we went through and realizing that this was abuse. We have to take responsibility for asking the right questions. Life begins when we start asking the right questions. We don't sit here and ask why anymore. Why did I stay so long? Why did he do this to me? How could a person do this? Why? Those are the wrong questions. The question is what? The question is, what was that? The question is, what is gaslighting and how did it affect me? The question is, how do I move forward from here? What tools do I need to heal? Somewhere along the lines, people are trying to tell us that we need to be responsible for our healing. That's like telling the grape victim that she needs to figure out what clothes she was wearing and how much she was drinking to deserve getting graped. Society is telling us that we need to find out what we did wrong to be abused. And that puts all the people in narcissistic positions in higher power. And people get away with this type of abuse because now the victims of abuse are finding ways to blame themselves. So I do not subscribe to this codependency, it's your issue, you have to figure out where your whole responsibility lies. That I don't subscribe to that. And I understand that some people do. For me, I think that's bullshit. I think that's victim shaming. We have to heal from it. Yes, that's our responsibility. We get to learn why we were here. We get to learn about what steps we need to do to move forward. It's a whole alternate universe, right? I unfollowed someone because they said it's the victim's fault too. Yes. And if you ever find somebody on these platforms where we're talking about narcissistic abuse and we're talking about how we are healing and something doesn't sit right with you, and especially even with me, okay, guys? However safe you feel with me, the minute you do not feel safe, I do not want you to follow me. I want you to take care of yourself and I want you to protect your peace. And if there's something I'm saying that doesn't sit right with you, please, I will be so proud of you for blocking me because I don't want to re-traumatize anyone who's been through abuse, right? It is something that our intuition's very strong, especially when we're healing and we're getting rid of chaos. So what's something I always say? Chaos is a form of mental entertainment, right? Chaos is a way we create some sort of entertainment to keep us occupied, to keep us busy. The second we remove chaos, we don't have something to keep us busy. That's where we get to access purpose, passion. That's where we get to access intuition. And when we start removing chaos and we're removing the narcissist and we're healing from all of this shit, we're going to have all this intuition. We're going to have all of these gut feelings that are real, that are guiding us. So if you feel like a creator in this space or there's something that just doesn't vibe with you, you have every right to block this person and stop subscribing to their type of content. Because there's so many different ways. For me personally, I don't believe that there is something that we need to take responsibility of in our abuse. We didn't choose this. There was absolutely nothing about you that made you susceptible to abuse. You could have really just been picked like lottery. You could have just been like, boom. And remember, we're already conditioned to have everything blamed on us. Okay? Exactly. Why do they blame everything on us? Because they don't want to take accountability for anything. You're so welcome, Jen. I truly believe this is my passion. This is something I'm very passionate about, and so I will talk about it with this type of, like, how we heal means a lot. And we were blamed and gaslit and made to feel shameful for everything we ever did because of the way they abused us in the cycle. So a narcissist will pick us out of a crowd and then start to target us. And in their mind, they might actually think they love us. They might actually think, oh, this person is amazing. I love everything about them. And then once they start to see you as a human being, so, once they stop objectifying or they start to see you as a reflection of themselves, another human being in themselves, they'll start to devalue you. The pedestal that they built up for you starts crumbling, and you get this hard fall, and you're forever trying to live up to the pedestal that they put you up on. You're forever trying to please them. You're forever trying to figure out what you did wrong. Have you ever had a narcissist give you the silent treatment for no reason, and you have no idea what you did? You're sitting in days, weeks, sometimes months of emotional torture, and you have no idea why you're there? You're sitting there racking your brain trying to figure out what's wrong with you. What's wrong with me? What did I do wrong? They're abusing you with silent treatment, and you're sitting here trying to figure out what you did wrong. See how fucked up that is? Now take that and translate that to our healing journey. We're sitting here healing from narcissistic abuse because of the trauma bond and the cycles that they put us in, and we have to sit here and try to figure out what we did wrong? No, that's not how we heal, guys. We don't have to figure out what we did wrong, because you know what? We didn't do anything wrong. We were strong. We were empathetic. We had confidence. There were qualities about us that the narcissist wanted. That's why they stole it from us. That's why the great exchange happened. Who here has heard me talk about the great exchange when it comes to a narcissist? Hands up. Hello, Michael. How's it going? What is the great exchange? Who knows what that is? The great exchange. Have you heard of it? A narcissist starts with the great exchange. So you're up here. And if I'm being honest, probably the only reason, one of the main reasons why a narcissist picked you isn't because you're codependent, isn't because you had a childhood, isn't because you had narcissistic parents, isn't because you needed this, that, and the other, isn't because you had deficiencies. It's because you have everything they want. You're on top of the world up here. When you meet the narcissist, you're usually on a really good area of your life. You have self-expression. You have self-worth. You're learning about yourself. Maybe you're healing from a different abusive relationship. You're in a healing mode. You have empathy. You're vulnerable. You have self-awareness. You're kind. You're loving. You're generous. You have integrity. You're up here. They're down here. They have no idea who the fuck they are. They live in the basement. You're up here in the penthouse. You have brightness in you. They're down in the basement, okay? They have a lack of sense of self. They have a lack of empathy. They don't have any emotional regulation or intelligence. They don't have any qualities that anybody really wants. I look so pretty tonight. Thank you. And so the great exchange happens like this, very slowly, as they start to suck you dry and start to steal that energy from you and start to tell you you're worthless, devalue you, start to make you question your reality, start to make you feel insecure, manufacture feelings of jealousy. They suck you dry just like a vampire. And by the end of that relationship, they're on top of the world. They've stolen all the light inside you. You're living in the basement. And you have a darkness inside you where you're looking and you're like, who am I? You don't recognize who you are anymore because you're made to feel so devalued and so beat down and run down and exhausted from being in this constant state of fight or flight. And they literally pull all the shit out of you, all of your good shit, your qualities, your integrity, your generosity. This is how they put a mask on. This is where they take their masks. This is where they learn how to be exactly like a person you wanted to be. And it hurts so much because you have nothing when they're leaving you. They leave you, they discard you when you're on the bottom. Yeah, you look in the mirror and you're like, who the fuck am I? That's the great exchange. They glow up, but it's fake. It's not authentic. It's not real. And you're left down here. That's the great exchange. So there was nothing about you that made a narcissist go after you. You were up on top of the world. If anything, there were so many amazing qualities about you, and that's probably why they wanted you. They didn't want you because you're a weak, insecure person who doesn't have any strength. No, they don't want, they picked you because you have all of the qualities that they wanted. They mirrored those qualities and pretended to be you. And very slowly, very insidiously, in perception, very slow little movements where all of a sudden you're stuck down in the basement. They've put you down there and isolated you. Okay, so that is the great exchange. That happens in the narcissistic relationship, where in the beginning of that relationship, they are mirroring you, making you feel like shit, making you feel like the world and telling you that you're the whole world. And by the end of it, you start mirroring them. You're the one who's a shell of a human being. You're the one depressed. I'm still trying to remember who I am from the narcissist. Ariana, I want you to know something. That person is still in there. Okay? I promise you what you're going through right now is temporary. This feeling of inadequacy, this feeling of insecurity. Lead Mod is in here. What's up, Lee? That's his, it should say L-E-E-D. That's his intro. So this feeling of inadequacy, these manufactured feelings of insecurity, these types of feelings that the narcissist has left with you is really what they feel. We start mirroring them by the end of the relationship because of all the devaluation. I tried leaving mine, but he came back. Well, they always come crawling back if you allow them to, right? They are very good at love bombing you back and hoovering you back into the relationship. So who here knows what a hoovering is? Where does that term come from? Ever heard of a Hoover vacuum, right? Sucks you back in. The narcissist will use a hoovering technique or a hoovering tactic to get you back into the relationship. And this is usually because they've run out of supply everywhere else and they need you back again, right? Or they want to keep controlling you. So yes, if you leave the narcissist and they keep coming back, it's because they feel comfortable coming back. When we put a stop to them coming back, when we stop believing in their lies and their fake apologies, because any kind of apology that doesn't come with change behavior is just manipulation anyway. So no more, I'm so sorry that I cheated on you and I put you through all of this. I know how much it hurt you. I'm so sorry. If you accept that apology, they'll do it again. If you accept that apology, that is an unknowing consent to abuse you again. Right? So you have to listen. You have to listen for the truth. The truth is, it always comes up in our heads. For me, it was, how long is this going to last? That was the truth for me. That whatever he said, whatever he did, it's not going to last. It's not real. I can enjoy it for a moment. Sure, it's a little bit of a high, and let me indulge in this high for a moment. But it doesn't last. So this is where you have to find out what your truths are. You have to write some down and get real clear with what your truth is. How do you know someone without bringing up your anxiety or PTSD? Or should that be brought up first? Jay Hernandez, are you talking about dating? Why do I still miss him? So, Tiffany, do you miss the abuse or do you miss the fake person that they used to be to abuse you? Because if they're manipulating you, gaslighting you, lying to you, cheating on you, stealing from you, if they're not who they say they are, that's abuse. Okay? If they're trying to control you, that's abuse. So do you miss all of that stuff, or do you miss that fake person in the beginning that they masked in order to be able to abuse you that way? Who do you miss? Which one? Realize you deserve better and start giving yourself the love you give them. Yes, that's exactly it, Michael. Thank you. No, just my family together, I think. Yeah. So you miss the idea, right? You miss the family altogether. If you are being abused, the family that you create in freedom will be far better. It will be a better life for your kids, because the family that you create in freedom means that you're happy. That means there's at least one happy, healthy parent as a role model for your kids. When kids grow up in a broken home, they have no choices. They have one view of what life looks like, what love looks like, what marriage looks like. They have one view of it. And so if one partner is abusive to the other partner, even if they're not abusive to the children, they see that as love. They look at it and go, so this is love, da 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 da. Right? They think that that's love. They think that when daddy yells at mommy, that's love. And then they grow up in this area where they feel like, okay, it's okay if my husband or my boyfriend yells at me. It's okay being like on eggshells where everybody's trying to figure out if dad's going to get mad today. That's okay. That's chaos. They live in that. They grow up in that. And so this is just what they condition themselves to feel. So they don't have a choice. They have one home and it happens to be abusive. And that home is what sets the standard for them to feel what they feel like home is. So they might thrive or they might feel more comfortable in chaos. When we separate and we live a life of happiness and freedom, we have a 50% shot at showing your kids what a healthy home looks like, at least 50%. Because your home will be healthy, you will be happy when you're not being abused. So the kids coming from a broken home is better than living in a broken home, growing up in a broken home. You didn't break up the family, you broke up the abuse. You still have a family. You just have a healthier, happier one. Okay? So your kids get to see. And as they get older, I have clients with little ones, little kids, and they're worried about breaking up the family. And then I have clients with older kids who see it and see that the other parent is abusive. And as they get older and they start to see it, they will make those decisions. They will make those choices on who they want to spend more time with, which parent they feel more safer with. Because when there's two parents in a home that has abuse, they don't feel safe with either of you. Right? Big, tremendous facts. So remember that everything you do for your kids, you do that out of love. You do that with your full heart on the line. You do that to take care of them. They're hard choices. I know that some of them are really hard decisions, but I can almost guarantee you as they get older, they will thank you for that. They will thank you for making those hard decisions. There are more often than not adult children that grew up in narcissistic abuse wishing that their parents left, wishing that they didn't have to be forced into an abusive home, wishing that sometimes sleeping on the couch or having a smaller apartment, if it means that mommy or daddy is smiling and laughing and creating experiences for them, they remember that. They don't remember the small apartment. They don't remember the McDonald's every night. They don't remember that. They remember the experiences where mom is smiling and thriving. I needed this. You're amazing. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I got you, girl. If you're new here, my name is Ro. I'm a narcissistic abuse survivor and I'm a coach. I help you with dating. I help you with healing from narcissistic abuse, help you with leaving the narcissist. If you need an exit strategy, I can help you with anything you're looking for in terms of healing from narcissistic abuse. Hey! So if you want to book a coaching session with me, go to the link in my bio, book it. I also do group coaching. Why do narcissists devalue their victims? Because they don't feel a lot of confidence for themselves. A narcissist has very little self-awareness. So we sometimes think that a narcissist has a really inflated sense of self, like because one of the 9 behavioral traits is self-importance and self-entitlement and feelings of special and unique. So a lot of the times narcissists, they come across like they have an inflated sense of self, but really they're actually really insecure people. And they devalue you because they devalue themselves. They abuse themselves through you. A narcissist really hates themselves. They really don't like themselves at all. So when you are being mirrored by them, and then the next thing you know, you're starting to mirror the narcissist, they see a bit of you in them, or them in you. And they look in the mirror and they hate themselves. Everything they say about you is just a reflection of what they feel about themselves. So they're devaluing you because they think about themselves that way. They're accusing you of cheating because they're the ones that are cheating. They're accusing you of a bad mood because they're in a bad mood and they don't know how to identify it. So this is why a narcissist does that to you, because they really feel that about themselves deeply. Do they grow up or change? Do they grow up or change? What do you mean by that? I wish I had kids. So I do not recommend having kids with a narcissist, guys. If you know that you're with a toxic person, or you know that you're with somebody who might be narcissistic and have the narcissistic qualities, really, really, really think about it. Because narcissists they love to trap you with kids. They love to trap you with finances. They love to trap you with things like marriage. Rose amazing. She's not only a great coach, but she's a great coach and a friend. Oh yes, thank you, Michael. You're a great friend. Michael, we've been through a lot. I've told you a lot of things. As a coach, I want you to know, like, I deal with my own shit as well. And I go to therapy. I have coaches that help me through all of this. Healing from narcissistic abuse is no joke, guys. It's real tough to do. So you got to be kind to yourself and understand that I don't subscribe to the notion that there's a healed and unhealed version of ourselves. That is bullshit to me. There's no such thing as being unhealed and fully healed when it comes to narcissistic abuse. We don't have a cut on our body that just needs to be bandaged up and stitched and then it's healed. That doesn't happen. We are damaged. Our hearts are damaged. Our brains are damaged. Narcissistic abuse hurts our soul. So to say that you need to be fully healed from this type of abuse is complete and utter bullshit. Thank you, John. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Okay? Don't ever let someone tell you you're not healed enough for that. Oh, you are so unhealed. Oh, you're not healed yet. Maybe be fully healed and then you can do that. No. Don't believe that bullshit, okay? Healing is a direction. It is not a destination. We don't just arrive and we're healed. That's like saying we're fully grown. We have nothing left to learn. We've learned it all. Bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Never tell anybody. Hey, gorgeous. It's been a hot minute. I know it's been a hot minute. Jessie Ray, how's it going, girl? Right? It is a superiority statement to say that there's an unhealed group of people out there and a healed group of people out there. Okay? That just makes you feel shameful. That makes you feel not enough. That cuts at your self-worth. So just remember, when you're on the healing journey, you've taken a direction to heal. Healing is not linear, okay? It's a roller coaster. It can go up and down. It can go all around. So living in the healing journey is this direction that we take now. Healing is a journey that we take. Healing is a direction we go on. It's a direction. It's not a destination. What are some signs of narcissist? Yeah, so I'll give you the 9 signs of narcissistic personality disorder. So we have arrogance. We know that narcissistic people are very arrogant. Number 2, the need for excessive admiration. They need to be admired by everyone around them. They need it. If this person doesn't admire them, boom, out of their life. They'll do anything to create a mask to be admired by all. They need to feel special and unique. You know, a lot of narcissists have believe in conspiracy theories. They're paranoid. They feel, a lot of them are, hey bestie, what's up my friend? A lot of them are in this, they feel like they're in these special groups. They need this special and unique, okay? A lot of narcissists have fantasies. They live in a delusional world. That's 4. So having these delusions of grandeur, feeling like they could do anything, they could be anything, and they're living in a delusion that becomes their reality. So they live in fantasy. They're entitled, okay? This is why a lot of narcissists will cheat on you. They believe in infidelity because they're entitled to your body. They're entitled to your money. They're entitled to, none of the rules apply to them. They have all these double standards. They're entitled to you, and they don't have to subscribe to any rules, standards, or morals. Entitlement, okay? Number 6, they have exploitive behaviors. Everything they do needs to benefit them. They feel like everything needs to benefit them. So they're going to be in this place where they're going to be like, okay, if they do something for you, 100% you're going to have to do 10 things for them. Everything needs to be exploited. Okay. Number 7 is their sense of entitlement. I said lack of empathy. So we have empathetic qualities where we can feel and be able to express and feel another person's experience. They do not. They have a limited perspective of a robot. So they have a lack of empathy. Not saying they have no empathy. They can maybe sometimes understand somebody else's experience, but they would rather not because they just don't give a shit. They just don't care. Envy. That's number 8. Is that number 8? Yeah. So they believe that they're either being envied by everyone. Everyone is envy. Everyone thinks I'm the greatest person. Everyone envies me. They think that the whole world envies them, but deep down, they're actually envious of everyone. Every single person. Siri has more empathy than a narcissist, exactly. And the 9th behavioral trait of a narcissist is the self-importance. Feeling like they are above everyone else. They're the most important person in the room. As soon as they walk in a room, they're like, everyone's looking at me, everyone's talking to me, everyone wants to be me. They feel so important, so significant. When really they're just a fucking speck on this planet like everyone else. They're not that significant. We're just a bag of bones. We're not that significant. I used to tell that to my ex all the time. So those are the 9 behavioral traits of narcissism. Oh my God, yes, I'm realizing this is what I've been dating, right? Thank you. You're so welcome. And guys, if you want to subscribe to my YouTube, my live feeds, so these sessions that I do on live, they get repurposed onto a YouTube long form video. So if you want to watch them again, they'll be on my YouTube. So you can go to the link in my bio and subscribe. But before I go, because it's been an hour and I only stay live for an hour, been on for an hour and 4 minutes, I'm going to go live on my other account. So if anybody knows me, I do have a fun account, which is called Rollercoaster Girl. So if you want to go, we're going to play some music and have some fun on that one. So you're so vain. I bet you think the song is about you. Yeah, totally. But before we go, I want to just let you know a couple things. One, whoever's still in here, pop your freedom date in the chat. I'd love to know when you were free from the narcissist, when you either decided to go no contact, when you've dumped them, or they've discarded you, or you were able to catch freedom. the moment that you had clarity and decided that you wanted to leave, even if you haven't left yet, the moment you got divorced, the moment, whatever, if it's today, pop the date in the chat. Let's celebrate our freedom dates, guys. Mine is November 15, 2019. That's the day that I left my ex-husband. August 13th, yes. August 9th, June 10th. Everybody look at those freedom dates and let's do the snap. So while you're putting those freedom dates in, I want you to know something. I am a certified life coach. My name is Ro again. I have 15 years of experience in narcissistic abuse from 2 romantic relationships. And I also offer one-on-one coaching. So if you're in this situation, if you've listened to anything I said today and it resonated with you, if you want to take some of the steps on your healing journey, November 2021. Right? So everybody has a freedom date and what it means to them. So some of us, it means we got something legal put in place, which protects us. Some of us went no contact. Some of us just decided up here, it's time to check out. Some of us put an exit strategy in place. I want you to look at those dates and be very proud of yourself that you did this, because you exited a abusive situation where you were being manipulated and controlled. If you need an exit strategy, if you don't have a date yet, let this be a reminder that you will. Okay, look into my eyes. What you're going through right now, it's temporary. I promise you, you will be out of this. If you need my support and you need my help, go to the link in my bio and pick a time that works for you and book a coaching session with me. I can help you come up with a plan. I can help you come up with a plan for your healing. I can process whatever you're going through with you. I also offer group coaching. So I work with you one-on-one, and I also work with you in a group. Okay? And I know we didn't really talk about it tonight, but dating after abuse, lots of things to remember and to heal through to get to this place where you trust yourself and you can date again. If you want to know healthy ways to date after abuse, go to the link in my bio and go to narcapp.com. You will find my course that I wrote called Healthy Dating After Abuse. And you can also download an app that gives you that course as well. But the website, narcapp.com, is created by my friend Ben Taylor, Raw Motivations. And I wrote a course for his platform called Healthy Dating After Abuse. It's going to help you understand when is the best time for you to date again, what you need to do to be prepared to date, identify red flags in people that you're dating. Thank you for the subscription, Bella. I appreciate you. How to understand what love bombing is, and what the next steps are, what type of love language you have, what type of attachment style that you have, and how to move forward in trusting yourself to date again. If you want to do that course and give yourself the tools to be able to date again after abuse, go to the link in my bio and find Raw Motivations, narcapp.com, and take my course, Healthy Dating After Abuse. Have a good night, Ro. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. I will be live again on my other account, so if anybody wants to see me over there, I'll be on Rollercoaster Girl. Let's stay narc-free, and please remember that even your worst day on the side of freedom, will always be far better than the best day you ever had with that narcissist.